Alright, what's up y'all? Time for another video. Welcome to all subscribers and welcome to all randos and noobs. So we're just going to get into it. This is like my legit first request type video. I've had one or two before, but this one's like, hey, show me how you did that. So somebody actually wanted to see how I did my little Frankenstein baffles, my custom baffles that I made for the 1000 over there. Put up a video a couple months back because I changed the exhaust system. It wasn't too loud. I do like the loudness. It was just the tone, the pitch, the sharpness, whatever. It was just piercing my ear, and it got painful after a little while. So it's still pretty loud. It's still pretty grunty for that type of bike. But I had a viewer, I'm not even going to pronounce your name because I'll destroy it, just put it up in the video, ask to see exactly how I did it. So I said, it's cool, no problem. So I needed to check them anyway to see how well they held up, and not too bad. I mean, they look horrible. It looks burnt. This is 1 out of 4. I've already done checked the other ones. I actually came out and did this video earlier, and because of these glasses and the viewing angle, the video was completely horrible, so I decided to come out and do it again. So I'm going to take this off and check the current status of the baffle itself and the packing material. Actually, I can see the packing material is still pretty good. You know, still pretty meaty in there. So the wire mesh, the bronze wool, worked exactly how I wanted it to. It kept this packing material from blowing out into space, blowing out into the air, and it does what I needed it to do by muffling the sound. So I'm going to snip these bands and see how it looks. The other one that I snipped before held up pretty well. They weren't really rusted. It was just a little rust on the baffle itself, but not the bronze wool, because the bronze wool is very rust resistant. As you can see, not a lot of rust. Hopefully it's picking this up. Hopefully the GoPro's picking it up. Not a lot of rust, like actual rust. This is just bronzing. This is just tinging from the heat. Rust is a little bit different in color. And hopefully this one doesn't have any on it, but if it does, I will show you what that looks like. Trying to situate myself here. This whole process does not take very long. So, let's pull this off. Still nice and packed, still looking pretty good. I know I'm ruining it right now, but a little bit of rust. That there redness just on the baffle itself is rust, but overall looks pretty good. So I've already kind of got a pre-measured amount of thermal packing material here, ceramic, that I've cut out. So I'm going to find my loose razor blade here, clean a little bit of this off, which is exactly what I've done for the other ones. Just want to get as much of this off as possible. I don't need to eat off of it, although I probably would not try to. Anyway, so that's as clean as it's gonna get. Take this guy, the baffle itself, take the packing material, and then I wrap it just where two might overlap. I don't need to have it to be full overlap. I don't need it to be that flush, or sorry, that much overlap. I just need it to be flush. Said that backwards. This is not precise. This is not exact. This is just me eyeballing it, and that looks pretty good. That packing material is going to get smushed down, clamped together with the bronze wool and the steel ties. I have the steel ties, have the tie tool, which you don't need. You can just use a pair of pliers, pull the steel ties tight, but we'll get to that in a second. So now is about where the packing ends. Tip. I'm going to cut this way. I really hope these freaking glasses are picking this up, because I am not doing this video again. It's a pain with these glasses sometime. Put the extra material back in the bag. So, we'll deal with that later. What I'm going to do, take two of these ties, two ties, like so, and I'm going to wrap the packing material around. I'm going to wrap the bronze wool around, and I'm going to slide the tie through one of these inlets, outlets, openings, whatever. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it this way, and I'm going to cross wrap it the other way, and I'm going to pull it through itself and tie it down tight, and that will cinch the packing material and the bronze wool down, and it will be my little Frankenstein muffler. Exhaust baffle, muffler adjustment, whatever you want to call it. This thing that I built, made. Just unwrap this. I'm using the whole thing. Not going to be super pretty. A little nappy, so wound up in there. Alright, so take, hopefully the GoPro's getting this, I hope with the wide view. I'm just going to roll this tight, knock some of that scunge off from the workbench. And I'm going to take this inside the bronze wool, repeat the process, rolling, and it's pretty much good to go. So now I'm going to line up the holes. I'm going to take bunch that up just a little bit. I'm going to take steel tie and I'm going to line it up with one of these holes. You gotta kind of work it in there. Here it pierced the material, work it through the other side. Very easy, not a lot of resistance. I can feel it coming through the fingers right now. Poking me in the glove. Now it's through. So just line up the tip, pull this tight, flip this around here, and insert until it catches. Now it's in there. And that's part one. Like I said, you don't need the tool. You can just take your pliers, grab this guy, get a little bit of meat, and just pull. The tie will not slip backwards. Don't know how they engineered these puppies, but it's pretty awesome. And this material will not fly out. I know it looks transparent, you can see through it, but the material does pretty good because I do this. Pull this extra material up, like so. And then I'll do the same technique with the other tie, if I could find it. Find a hole, line it up by feel. Pretty much can tell where the hole is. Boom. Keep her going. Now it's through. So we'll do the same thing. Pull the tie through so the excess is all in. Pull her around. Line it up. Oh, crap. Embarrass myself. Line it up. Push it through. Now it's got some bite. Get my pliers. Bend this up a little. Pliers. Grab and pull. Now, what this does is cinches the material down, yes, but it also gives me enough clearance to push this into the actual tailpipe and not have these bits of the tie scratching up my stuff. Even though I'm shoving this in there, I still don't want to damage it and have it all jacked up. Snip those off with my snips. To the bottom as I can get. Push it down. There you have it, folks. Looks crazy, but it works like a champ. What I do is give it a little bit of a haircut just right here, because this material is actually going to pancake up in there. It's going to be smushed really, really flat, and it's going to fit just fine. But these little scraggly pieces hang out of the back, and that's the only part that really makes the bike look crazy. So I'll take my shears, just give a nice little line up around the edges, just so that when I force this material down into the tailpipe, all that bronze isn't sticking out the side. This will be completely concealed inside of the pipe. The holes, and there you go. So now I'm just going to tack on the end of the video the material that I did the other day, which failed completely, but I did do a DB test. I used my phone app. It's not, you know, professional sound equipment, but the app itself was rated by, I don't know, OSHA, somebody fancy that said the app is good enough. It's good enough for what I needed it to. I needed to test the motorcycle, see if it drops in dBs. So I'll give you the straight pipe basically with no baffles in. Then we have the revving of the motorcycle. And we got the what else did I do? I think I did just a startup of the motorcycle with the baffle in. And I did a rev with the baffle in. Now, the app actually read really quickly. It's very fast. It gives you like the levels of the app. I'm sorry, the levels of the sound and what they would be. It would give you like library, whisper, quiet office, busy street. This thing ramped up to busy street almost immediately. It stayed busy street, but even in between the two settings with no baffle and baffle, it dropped noticeably 2 to 3 dB. It dropped, and that piercing sound that I did not like, completely gone. Knocked a little bit of the noise, the loudness off, but this actually knocked that piercing part of the tone completely off. It was gone. Bike sounds awesome. Hopefully this helped. I'm not making this video again because I'm out of material. I'm out of bronze. I've done all 4 of them. I got more packing material, but hopefully this helped. Appreciate you guys watching. Catch you guys later.